Minister.
Welcome to St. Lucia.
Good to see you in St. Lucia.
Yes. We're going to be meeting the entire cabinet. So we're very excited how you will make the dreams come true. Let me welcome you, Professor, to St. Lucia. This is the Cabinet of Ministers. As you know, we have a parliamentary system of government, but we can also appoint ministers from the Senate. Most of the members here are elected politicians, and we have the cabinet, the cabinet office, and officials of the Ministry of Finance and the Prime Minister's office.
First of all, we have to also express our appreciation to you and your government for the leadership you showed with regard to the signature of the partnership agreement between Afreximbank and the CARICOM countries. I think it is the leadership you showed, along with some of your other colleagues, that have made it possible for us to make the progress we have so far made. In today's world, it's only somebody who is not discerning that will not agree with us that we need to pull together. The Africans, wherever they are, have to pull together. And with the African Union designating the CARICOM as a sixth region, it makes it even more urgent. Because we know the colonial history made us all atomistic, fragmented. Even within Africa, Africa is very big, but you have 55 countries. In the CARICOM, there are 15 countries, I think. And if you add others in the Caribbean, you see how many countries are there. Small, fragmented, atomistic countries. It didn't happen by accident. It was a divide and rule intended to make it easy for all our countries to be exploited to the maximum. The only way to get out of it is to reverse engineer that. And reversing engineering that means coming together. It will not be easy because those who want us divided will not want us to come together. And that is why what you did and what your other colleagues did is very commendable. What I want to assure you is that we understand the responsibility we have. For so many years, we recognize the need to come together. We recognize the need to see how we exploit our markets together. But there's nothing you can do that is not underpinned by economics that will work for you. If you do something, but people do not see food on the table, you can't go far. It's not emotion that will drive people. Economics drives people. So with the bank first having the mandate to do what we are doing, having come of age, it's important that it does what it has to do. Where I come from in Nigeria, we have a proverb that says that if a young child, at a very young age, starts asking questions about what killed his or her father, what killed his father or mother, we killed that child. But if the child comes of age and he does not ask about what killed the father, what killed the father will kill the child. So we think it is the right time to ask and the right time to begin to correct it. We have entered the partnership agreement. We have our board approved the commitment of $1.5 billion to support the CARICOM countries that have signed this. The approval limit goes up to $3 billion when others join. We have the endorsement of our board to set up a regional office here in the Caribbean. We have also moved with speed to send missions here. We've brought the experience and the knowledge of about 30 years of operation to bear, bringing the relationships, the businesses, the investors, world-class companies, not just anybody, to come with us so that we bring investors, bring debt into this, and promote trade and investment. We believe that with the commitment at the political leadership, with our determination to make it work, and with the strong interest, the businesses, not only African businesses, also Caribbean businesses, have shown that we are well on the path to making this a great success. So I thank you for this, and we are really very pleased to be here to be talking to our brothers and sisters. Thank you.
Thank you. Part of our issue in the region is the tardiness that it takes to get financing. From the time when you ask for it, the time span between the project preparation, the documentation, the procurement, sometimes it happens and a cycle is over. Now, in our life, all the men and women in this room, our life cycles are about 3.5 years. So after 3.5 years, we have to go to face the people of the country. Would your bank make it easier when a loan is applied for so that the money can get into the project? What's the time span that you think can happen? That's our basic problem, that it takes 2-3 years, and by the time costs have changed, etc., and you can't, it doesn't have the maximum use that it ought to have.
No, you are right. It's a problem, but don't forget that we are an Exim bank. We are a trade finance bank. We do not have the luxury of delay. So that is the DNA of our bank. If somebody wants to, for example, let's take the simple one. You want to do an export. You don't have even 6 months to get the money to do it. Otherwise, it's finished. So we have the DNA of speed. That if you ask anybody, that's one thing they will tell you about Afreximbank. Of course, because we do also projects, for example, the power projects, for example, I mentioned the issue of healthcare, other kind of projects that we do that require due diligence. Those take a bit longer, but not that length of time you're talking about. They take a bit longer, the time it takes to do the due diligence. But what we have done, because it's one of the causes of the delay, is we have what you call it, we have made ourselves into a financial supermarket, so that we have financing that is tailored to each stage of any proposition. So we have a project preparation facility in the bank. So when clients come, sometimes what they give you is not good enough. And sometimes it takes a long time for them to find the money, maybe it's not even in the budget for that year, to do the study. We come with the project preparation and finance those studies. So the studies are done in the manner we want them done. So that speeds up the project. Once we get that study done, it won't take us 2 months or 3 months to approve it. But if you come with a study, in fact, we gave ourselves, there was a time it was 5 weeks. If you come and everything is in order, we normally will give ourselves 5 weeks. We sometimes miss it. We track ourselves on it. That's why I'm telling you, because it's one of the KPIs we use to know how well we are doing. Sometimes we miss it, but if we have all the information, hardly would we take more than 3 months to approve a transaction. So what happens is that when our people come to look at a project or an idea or a proposal, they will know the stage where that proposal is. If it is where we need project preparation, they will ask you that they do project preparation facility. And that project preparation facility is quasi grant. It is given to you. You do the study. If it becomes bankable and is done, then we get repaid from the loan that will come. If not, it's either we share 50-50 or the other 50 is taken as grant. So it's very flexible. So once that is done, it can then become project finance or normal corporate finance or whatever. That will be done, and that will not take time because the studies are already there.